like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Gross. Here we go.
Hey there, demons, it's your boy. Back off of the mute. We're gonna try this Resident Evil Inferno run again. Bitch, like I don't see your legs. I end up sleeping all night, which isn't what I wanted to do, but I feel like it's what I needed to do. I had some stuff going on, but we back. We doing the we're gonna try for this Resident Evil 3 Platinum this morning, and then we're going to wait for the mail for Final Fantasy 7 to show up. You can hear all that shit going on.
Okay. All that leaves is the main power switch.
Carlos. I forget exactly where I died. Like that Inferno run, the one I started was just kind of a haze. I remember it being like some bullshit. I wanted to do this better anyways. Oh, I remember where I died. Yeah, it was during the Nemesis chase sequence in the hallway right after we complete this section. I remember now.
Carla?
We have to go to the railway station. Don't go elsewhere. Drop your shit, Nemesis. I don't care about the stuff he drops, I do that just to make the run easier. But that hallway is gonna be tough, he's so fast.
This might be the building. Carlos. Alright, where are we headed?
The train is stopped at Redstone Street. We need to reach Fox Park Station. Can you program that in?
Hey, I'm super copper. Consider it.
Valid route confirmed.
Carlos, it's me. I finished inputting the subway ring.
Jill, you are amazing. Tough as nails, too. Hurry back to the station. We'll make sure the subway's ready to depart.
Oakley dokley.
What the fuck?
So many forced Nemesis encounters here. I figured if I shoot at the ground, it's actually harder for him to dodge than if you try to shoot straight on. So this is as far as we got with the Inferno run, pretty much.
Come on, you creepy ass stalker! You want stars? I'll give you stars!
It's interesting, you can actually stop him in that hallway. And he drops something else. Yeah, I had to. That last time was just garbage. Come on! I'm only gonna stop him so many times. Thankfully, that's the last, I think, of the Nemesis chase sequences. At least the ones... No, it's not. What am I talking about? I'm totally forgetting the rocket launcher. which I'm not worried about the grenade launcher. I'm only grabbing what's essential, like that hip pouch. You can get through everything with just this.
What was that? Oh, I'm definitely burning this toast.
So there's essentially two different item layouts. You've got the regular layout, and then you've got the Nightmare / Inferno layout. Oh, that splash damage is not enough. You gotta hit it head on. And if its maw's not open, you gotta hit it twice. That's nuts. The enemies are tougher this round. They were very clear about that. I don't know of any red herbs that show up down here, but we'll still take this. He was really aggressive. They have like zero regard for their own personal safety. Just say I can see him taking a third because the first one acted like it didn't even register. Hell, I might need that other set of coins towards the end. I don't know. You know, probably wouldn't hurt to have those coins for boss fights, just to get them out of the way. Make fights faster, take less risk. Not a bad idea. That's what we're all about, it's less risk. It can use weapons. You can. There we go. Now this rocket launcher is going to be doing mondo fucking damage. take the risk.
Alright, let's do this. Still kicking?
That's what I thought, bitch. Yeah, even indirect shots really did a lot of damage on that. It's fun that you can actually see them like running off the roof. They go splat. Oh, no green herb there. They finally took it out. Let's get that. Guess if there's no green herb there might as well be no red herb there either. Yoinks. Ah, part 2. You ready for some rapid rocket dodging?
Rocket launcher? Really?
Serpentine. I had to trigger the cutscene. Be right back. back. I guess I'll take this red herb. I think it's safe to say I'm worried about every part of this run.
This is insane.
I think so much faster on Nightmare and Inferno and Hardcore even. I can't rapid dodge, Nemesis. Oh, fuck. Well, I brought that one for a reason. Like, I probably could have recovered from that, but I didn't want to take the risk. That, I believe, concludes Stalker Nemesis. Everything else is Cake Nemesis.
Carlos, I know we didn't knock you and stuff.
He's a lot more deadly when he can run around and, like,
Saved my ass
Superman
first.
punch you and shit.
Hell of a lot braver than me.
Well, what matters is that we can get everyone out of the city now.
Yeah, I think you'll be safe.
What about you?
Now, from the sound of it, I won't be catching the train.
Why not?
Now there'll be new orders. If it means I can help save the city, it's fine by me.
Fucking drop, Brad.
Where'd that cop go? Don't care. We got a job to do.
I mean, I don't really use his, so you don't need that.
Still worth it to him than Lawrence in the Star's office. Find him and make a cut. Custody? I thought this was a rescue.
Carlos, take a look at this. I've located the Star's office. Remember, Bard had access to Umbrella's darkest secrets. He knows I'm trying to keep him under our thumbs.
So this search and rescue mission is really more like find and detain.
Right.
Good to know.
I'll open the shutter so you can get through.
You stay here and find out what's been going on here at the station.
Call you if I find anything. Hey! Be careful.
Yeah. You too, man.
So we know we're good for the first little bit.
Need to stick around. Here we go.
That's right. Bust on through, buddy. Big ol' RPD welcome.
T.
Indeedly do. Carlos, indeedly do. It's worth getting that. He usually ends up being really well on like healing and shit. RPD is very plentiful for him. Body check. Body check. There's a monster at the end of this book. There's a liquor at the end of this hall. See, he's already there. Get shit on liquor. Okay, there's only one zombie. Oh, there's no first, or no green herb in there. Come on, Brad. You can do it. Proud of you, buddy. Still no stars card.
One at a time, take a number. It sucks to be done.
Fucking yeeted that asshole.
This is
This will take some time. Look around, see if you can find anything useful.
Oh, what? They took away that one? That one's like one of the best kept secrets. Looks like they know. Alright then. There's always a first aid spray there. I think this will be a good time to make save number 2. I'd rather have saves and not have to redo an hour. Plus, to be honest, it's gone pretty well. Shouldn't need those mine rounds. No, I'm actually pretty happy with this inventory. Just, here. Money? What? Really? So they'll give you the shotgun and the grenade launcher if you missed it. I didn't know that. God, whoever's hanging out up there, I guess.
Fucker's still alive.
Fucker's still alive. Obliterated that fucking fight.
You're gonna crap out on me now? God damn it.
This is just building up for later. All I needed. It's gonna be alright, Jill.
Be okay. I promise.
Carlos is sitting pretty good. I shouldn't need a whole bunch for him.
Tyrell.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
I don't got time for this.
You do get liquors, just during a different campaign. Oh, there's no red herb bear anyways. Okay.
Welcome to the office of...
I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bond.
Please state your business clearly and use the terminology.
I was thinking on Inferno they'd change it to like a liquor or some shit. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I know you're there. Is he shy? Oh, whatever. Maybe he'll show up on my second run. Nani? There's a missing hunter. I wonder if that was like a sequence broken one, if it wasn't intentional. Body check, body check. Ooh, body check. Do 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 do. Oh, ha. You get. I opened the wrong locker. I want to say maybe it was a sequence broken. I forgot about you, cutie. I forgot about you, but you are no cutie. Is he actually down? I don't trust them. They get extra attention. Immolation. That breeze in the bushes is so suspicious. Whatever, losers. Just to get this out of my inventory. Huh? We don't run with handgun bullets. God damn Nathaniel bored. I'm the best biological blah blah blah. I'll test this theory.
What documents were doing in your office in the first place?
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. I'm the best biologist you'll ever meet, you bedpan-changing waste of a nursing degree. Of course I have connections higher up. Of course the military consults with me on projects beyond your comprehension. So stop wasting my time with your nosy questions.
I'm sorry, Doctor.
You didn't read the documents, did you?
No, I shredded them just like you asked.
Good. Good. If that's all, you can go back to wiping your patient's ass. That's what they pay you for, right? And polish my shoes.
Yes, sir.
bet you know a lot about polishing, don't you? Now,
Oh my god.
we're 21.
I bet you know a lot about polishing, don't you? Ooh. Man, he was an asshole. Most people have probably not heard that whole thing.
Tyrell, Bard's dead. He's been shot.
Shit. And the vaccine.
I'm looking.
Look harder. There's gotta be a computer, right?
Is it here? All right, Joe. Hang tight. T?
Don't T, I got it. The one vaccine to be bit. I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they didn't pull any fuckery there. There's a lot of places where I sit here and think, I could fuck over the player by doing this or doing that.
Better grab some gear. Sounds like there's a lot of them out there.
Better grab some gear. I mean, nah, we're doing alright.
Okay. Now the fun shit.
I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. Oh, there's no first aid spray out there. You get a rocket. You get a rocket. You get a rocket. You get a rocket. I actually fucked that one up, so you get another one. They are coming in really fast. Fucking lit. Secret action zombie over there. Secret agent zombie. Wow, he gave 0 fucks.
Oh, come on.
Find the breaker. It must be somewhere.
Oh. Proud of you, T. Shutters are coming down. Should only maybe have a couple more left.
Maybe you can knock the pillar down without explosives. I'm on it.
He sure do. So do I. Oh, they actually give you the tentacle head zombies on this difficulty.
This must be the way underground.
We're gonna go all the way to the third Nemesis fight before we save. Because I don't want to account for any Inferno fuckery. Just to clean out the old inventory. We won't be packing as many healing items going into the final fight, but having that defense boost should be nice. And the attack boost, really, but it may take a couple tries. I don't anticipate one-shotting that fight.
But I'm afraid our games end here.
You think this is over?
Didn't know you could get him early. That's interesting. Speedrun tactics. They should just throw 2 sets of bodies at you. Oof, no red herb. That's one of the longer lasting ones there. Pepperoni. The hunter usually shows up on your way back on the harder difficulties. I like how even with this thing, the enemies are still just deadly. Like, does this take some of the planning and skill out of the run? Sure. I won't say it doesn't, but you still need to be able to dodge. You still need to know what you're doing. There's not a lot of room to goof up. That last fight doesn't care that you have an infinite ammo rocket launcher. Doesn't give a fuck that you have it.
Right, here goes.
That extra power really is the mozzarella there. The proverbial mozzarella. Mozzarella. I'm honestly like surprised that they kept these guys here instead of making them like hunters or something. Pursue Nikolai. Fight Nemesis together. We're both gonna make it to the end. Hey there, mister. I can't run in this hallway, it doesn't let you.
Stop?
Stop and do what? I got your back.
Alright, let's get this done.
I trust no dead body. Oh. Yeah, if you hang out for a good 20-30 minutes, you should be able to see all the way through to the end of the game. This is the hardest difficulty, but of course, having a rocket launcher does make it a little bit more back in my favor. Just a little bit, though.
override complete.
I've played this game enough to know that zombie's not supposed to be there. They moved her just so that way she could take a bite out of you.
I might be able to use this to synthesize the backseat.
You get this, you have to unlock it by, like there's a little shop at the end of the game, and for completing, like these all have a points that you can earn. They're kind of like in-game achievements. But they each have points associated with them, and you can spend those points in a shop on the main menu. And you can buy things like this infinite ammo rocket launcher, or these coins that do certain things, like this regens my health a little bit, this makes it so I don't get hurt as much, this makes it easier to dodge, this makes it so I do more damage. Yeah, you get rewarded through like actually playing the game. And I've bought almost everything in the shop at this point, so I have all the infinite weapons. I need to get an S rank on this difficulty, and then I actually had the platinum. Like, we're done. I have 2 boss fights left to go, but they're pretty much back to back. And we're actually almost to one of them. On this difficulty, the enemies are really physically durable. They can pretty much one-hit you if you're not using the coins. Really, that's where they put that red herb. Interesting placement. I'll take it. Don't mind if I do. They swap around the enemy placement and just put harder enemies in the game in general, aside from the standard layout of them. Like, some of the enemies are still the same if it was already like kind of difficult, but they made some of the easier encounters harder. They reduced the amount of typewriters in the game, which is where you save at. To get an S rank, I have to save less than 5 times, which is not that bad. I've only saved twice, and I have the 3rd and 4th save planned, and that's it. I have a save to spare. Fuck. Of course, things can go a little rough like that, but thankfully, between the coins and my health regeneration, I can at least afford some small mistakes. Big mistakes are still gonna kill me straight up, but small ones I can get away with. Let's see, what else is with this difficulty? I would say Nemesis moves twice as fast, and he's several times more aggressive. Like, it's almost like you're like trying to dodge a fighting game with how much he's like punching and like double axe handling you and shit. It's awful. I'm so glad I'm past the opening section. because that's some tough stuff. We're about to start the third boss fight. And there shouldn't be any fuckery. This third save is going to be almost a throwaway save, but I want to save everything between the second and the third save primarily. Well, I guess I'll take that first aid spray. Everything else here is essentially junk. No, no. On the earlier difficulties, I will give that to you 100%. On the later difficulties, not so much. He comes in swinging. Oh, no wait, yeah, that we're still on my saves.
What in God's name is this place?
The last fight, if he gets you in certain combos, it's instant death. And you have to down him more.
Jill, is that you?
Sure is me. I don't have time for your phase shifts, Nemesis. He's down. Rocket launcher makes nothing work out of him. Which is fine. This is... You might hear me whining here in a minute. I hate this fight on the harder difficulties. Any hit, it puts you... It only puts me in caution with these coins, but it would put you in danger or kill you if I didn't have it. You also have to dodge while you wait on this thing. It still only takes 2 shots from this. Granted, I haven't done it on Inferno, so I don't know. But getting...
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
Like, the rocket launcher does not make this cake. See, look at that. He still had no problem getting me fucked up. And he recovers so fast. I know this because of Nightmare. See, look, I didn't push first one in. He's already, like, back up, ready to
Go
go.
ahead! I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
See? See? I told you. That fight is not the easiest fight. He is so much more aggressive. We got swings, we got punches, like he's coming for that ass. That is not the easiest fight. If anything leading up to this is easy. And even when you, like, get all of them pushed in and then go for the second shot, you still have to worry about dodging him, even though you're just bolting it to this thing again. Yeah.
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
Did you see that shit? He's such an asshole.
Go ahead! I'm gonna put you right
And the thing is about these like bulbousy things, they oh, that might be it. You only get time to shoot from a perfect dodge. Holy shit, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen you in forever. Oh yeah, this fight's garbage on Inferno. This rocket launcher only helps so much. Oh, yeah, this is me knocking out that platinum, hopefully. Whew, like it was bad enough on Nightmare. Oh wait, shit, hold up. There we go. Need as much healing as possible. You know, hanging in there, making the best of this whole quarantine thing, man. You doing alright? It's been years.
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
Oh, come on. I was ramming that. Like, my coins probably could have handled that, but I'm taking 0 chances whatsoever. He is such an asshole on the last 2 difficulties. He was bad enough on hardcore. I feel hardcore is like a fun, balanced challenge. Oh, nice. Well, that's, you know, you're making the best of it. Enjoying watching me get slapped. You know what my favorite thing is, just seeing you hop in the chat, is that you're still using that moniker that me and Brandon came up with when we made that like inverse opposite board after all these years. Inferno's garbage. Like, I do not feel like I'm lessening the experience really by using a rocket launcher during this. Anybody that plays this without the infinite weapons, and especially without those coins, bravo. I don't have that kind of patience, man. Don't have it. And I just got the platinum on Final Fantasy X, but I don't have that kind of patience. I mean, I am too. There's times I'm like, oh, you know what, I could go by something different, but you never do.
Felt that, did you? How about some more?
Yeah. It's kind of my thing, even though sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm basically a gigantic fucking weeb now, so.
Right back on your ass.
I don't like that multi-hit. You can survive 2 of the hits, but if you get all 3, you're out. And like, you can't move once you get juggled into it. Brandon, not as much. We're friends on Facebook. He's doing good. He's married and has just had a child, actually. I still am in a group thread with some of the boys like Austin, Scott. Miggins is in there. I do talk to Miggins pretty much daily. Kentucky homies gotta stick together. He comes up every couple of years and we hang out for a little bit. Kyle got pretty much excommunicated from the group a couple of years back, like permanently. Yeah, Brandon finally got married. and he seems to be enjoying it pretty well. Come on! I've got to focus more on like dodging, I think. I don't think it was like any like particular event. It's just Kyle was Kyle one too many times, and everybody just kind of like got sick of his shit. But yeah, there's a running group thread on PSN that has a fair amount of the boys in it. Scott, Nancy, Austin, Miggs, Luke's in there, though he doesn't talk much. Andy's in there, he doesn't talk much. Mike, but who likes Mike? We like Mike better than we like Kyle. Yeah, like I haven't like unfriended Kyle on anything, but he's not part of that group. I still hear from Spam Alex occasionally. He is, yeah. He, I see him mainly on Facebook, but he does like a drinking and PlayStation series with Luke and Andy sometimes. They've kind of formed their own kind of clique. Not that they don't talk to other people or anything, they do. It's just they talk to each other more. Damn it. I was doing good. I mean, yeah, I would like to think that all of us have matured pretty much. I just call him Spam Alex mainly because that's what we all knew him. Yeah, Scott and Nancy are still pretty frequent in that PSN thread. I don't really participate in the thread very much, but I still like keep an eye on it and I chime in every once in a while. They pretty much know me as the Final Fantasy XIV guy at this point, but sometimes they'll pop in when I'm streaming some like weird weeb game. Because I don't just play AAA titles on the stream. I also play sometimes odd weeb games or things that are a little bit more obscure. I can get you in there, I'm sure. There's one dude in there that wasn't part of City, but he's pretty much joined the group. Hey, I can actually get my inventory and heal for once. Yeah, of course. Like, I'll ask just to make sure that everybody's cool. That I wouldn't see why anybody wouldn't be. But yeah, I'll pop you an invite in there after the stream. Which, I don't know, the stream could be ending here in a little bit if I would beat this fucking boss. I was not expecting a fourth hit there. Nope. Fuck. I was there. I had it. I had the fight done. That happened to me on Nightmare. It's all it takes. I wish you could access your inventory while you're stunned. Then I could just, you know, tank my way through them hits. But you gotta dodge each one. It's nuts. I'm trying to think if I know anything about anybody else from back in the day. I mean, some people have just become lost to time. Oh, very nice. My man Xander, a family man. Just be all the good parts of Barry from Resident Evil, and I'm sure you'll do fine. I don't have any kids or anything of my own. I might be single. I don't know. I'm kind of going through some things at the moment.
Power sources remaining.
Go ahead! I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
Oh, that hit was more delayed than I was expecting. I get scared that he's going to come down with that arm.
You think I don't know how to fuck you up?
Now, I do have to ask, did you name him Dante after Devil May Cry series? Or is it just because it's a cool name? Oh wow, yeah. She's still. I'm Facebook friends with her. I was trying to judge it by the shadow. Nice. It's a good name.
Come on! Next time, take the fucking hit!
I love to sing. Finally got it. Made it a lot more bearable. Just talking my way through it instead of complaining like I usually do on the stream. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything about really anybody else like prominent from the old days. That thread's basically what's left of the original group that hasn't kind of been excommunicated in some way. I say that, but a lot of people just, you know, went their own ways, their own accord, I'm sure. Yeah, you and Mr. Both, if he's still here. I like how they bothered to make this shot up here more difficult on the harder difficulties. That's like, why? That should be my platinum. As long as I got the S rank. Yep. Dominator. Jill Valentine. So long, RC. Right? Like, those forums had their problems, sure, but, you know, that was... Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy the impact that those forums had on our lives, man. Literally made friends for life from that. Oh, right, because there's still one record that I don't know how to get, and that's the forget about them. Let me check that one, because I would like to have all the stuff. I spelled that wrong. Oh, really? Okay, we can unlock that really quick. Not even a 10-minute run. That one you have to talk to Dario until all of his options run out, basically. So we'll just do a quick assisted run really quick and get to the Dario part, get that, and get our last weapon. I'm good unless they ever release DLC for it. Very nice. This was overall an easier platinum than Resident Evil 2. Right? The interviews are so misleading because they're like, yeah, Dario and Brad are gonna have a little bit bigger parts. Like, Brad kinda does, but not Dario. His part's shorter. I don't know. I know the boys are playing Resistance. I was thinking that I was probably going to go to the Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I'm actually getting that here in probably the next 3 or 4 hours. I wanted to get this platinum done beforehand. Yeah, like, Resident Evil 2 as a remake was most definitely a remake. This is less a remake and more like a reimagining, which I'm fine with. Having that mindset kind of helped, because there's only references to some of the iconic places. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got the first class edition, so I had to wait for mine to show up in the mail from Square. Right, I like, RE3 does have an element to it that Resident Evil 2 did, and that in some ways it's really similar to the Resident Evil 2 remake as far as how it controls, how it looks. So I don't feel that people can really be wowed by that like they were with the Resident Evil 2 remake. So Resident Evil 3 has to depend on what new things it offers instead of the foundation it was built on, like the Resident Evil 2 remake. So, you know, like, people seem to praise all the new stuff that was added, but then there's like, oh yeah, it's more of the same old, same old. And I don't feel that's necessarily fair, because it still has the foundations of a great game. And especially anyone who hasn't played Resident Evil 3 would probably think that it's a fantastic telling of the story, because they don't know that there's, you know, the park's missing, the clock tower's missing, the dead factory is pretty much missing. They don't know all that. So they're not looking at that in any sort of negative way.
Hey, come on. There's a helicopter
Oh.
waiting to take you to safety.
Like, I can't see how. I don't know the ending. I've managed to keep myself pretty much away from all of the spoilers in terms of, like, new content.
Can't just leave you behind.
It's Dario Rosso. And yeah,
Right. Like, people would complain if they were just graphical
Would you please
updates.
calm down? I'm a police officer. I'm here to help.
Oh yeah, you've been doing a bang-up job. You want to help? Go handcuff yourself to one of those freaks.
Sir, this is your last chance. No one else is coming for you.
I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters.
I would like to have seen him showing up as a zombie later. Yay. Yeah, I've had a blast with Resident Evil 3. Like, do I have criticisms of it? Sure. I think that this may sound strange, but Nemesis, oh, so you can see my records. Standard was my first run of the game. I saved a lot. Nemesis can be, on those earlier difficulties, he can be. Nemesis, I feel Nemesis is around too much. He never gets any sort of chance to, like, randomly show up, because he's pretty much always there anyways. Cool. We'll play around with some of these weapons while we're talking. Yeah, they're scripted, and like the set pieces that he shows up in, those are cool. It's just he's not like Mr. X, and that Mr. X could show up randomly. Now, granted, in Resident Evil 2, I was moving through the game so quick at that point that he never really had a chance to like just drop in, you know. Just play around with some stuff here. Hi, Pepper Dog. So that thing can be charged, apparently. I just want to check out these weapons, see how cool they are. This is a save I was using to farm up kills really easily. Because grinding out 80 Magnum kills sounded like the worst shit ever. Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. But I know that first run, like, trying to manage him was awful. I felt like he was always around. I don't know how to charge this thing. Yeah, exactly. I know you can do cool shit with this knife. I'm just too dumb. Balls. That's fine. We're just goofing. Maybe I should read up on that knife a little bit. I hated the Hunter Gammas. I appreciate their inclusion in the game, don't get me wrong, but I hate them with a passion. Hot Dogger. Such a stupid gun. Or a stupid knife. I never got to check out the Samurai Edge. I just bought it here recently, but I mean, being a Samurai Edge, it should be pretty good. At some point, I need to go back to Resident Evil Remake and try to get the platinum on that. I'm absolutely terrified of the invisible enemies mode. Yes, I most certainly do. You know, I actually got to play a game of Outbreak probably a few months ago. Oh wow. Yeah, Samurai does not mess around. That is a hell of a weapon. The blade can be superheated. No sort of indication on how to do that, though. Yeah, I did. I played with some friends of mine that I met on SOCOM, who also just happened to be friends of Outbreak. Wow. Okay. So the riding's pretty cool. I know it requires good accuracy, but that's still neat. This probably carried some people through the game. But yeah, we played through the first 4 scenarios of File 2, and it was, man, a real kind of head scratcher trying to get through all that. I didn't grab the fuse. It's honestly worth. You just need a decent computer to emulate the PS2 games, but apparently the Outbreak games are actually pretty emulation friendly, so you shouldn't need anything too exhausting. They were. Oh yeah, they for sure were. And, my gun is so gnarly.
Right, here goes.
Yeah, they're pretty obtuse in their design. Like we got to the point where, you know, we knew where everything was at, and depending on what route you called, you were expected to do certain things, and that's why it seemed as cohesive as it did. Yeah, like, playing on very hard was just like a really casual thing, but like, we knew the ins and outs of everything we needed to do. So, that's the only thing that really worked in Outbreak's favor to make it like a cohesive, understandable game. I feel like that's just something that's just kind of, you know, trial by error, and in some cases trial by fire. I remember the Outbreak hard scenario was actually harder than very hard because of the zombies in that one alleyway. yeah, they should get some of us old fogies on there and we'll show them how it's done. That's actually not true. I'll go ahead and like spoil it for you if you ever do go back and play Outbreak. While you will remember things, you also don't remember how much you forgot. Going through Desperate Times, even on, I think we were playing on normal, but just going through that was, boy, that hurt my head trying to get through that. And admittedly, the end of Desperate Times does not emulate very well. There's a lot of lag, unfortunately. It sucks. Right. It's so it takes the obtuseness of the RPD and the fact that you can't take a dump there without solving a puzzle, and just ramps that up to 10. It's the worst thing. I know I missed the Magnum upgrade, but to be fair, I didn't really plan on on any particular loadout I'm scooping. I want to check out how this MEP is. Yeah, yeah, and on the harder difficulties, like Desperate Times very hard was never an easy encounter. No matter how experienced we were at it, it required so much preparation and even some cheesing with like just drawing out the timer. I feel the same right. It should have been the infinite ammo handgun. Like, this gets the job done, but it's... yeah. Right. The end stages for both games were so well done, though. I would love to have a branching path like that in a game like this. Ooh. Shit. Decisions. I have a lot of memories attached to that. Because it was... You really had to trust the other team that they knew what they were doing. If the other team failed, you may not know for 30 some odd minutes, unless you were like eyeballing the map, that the other team failed in their objective. So you may finish your route and you may get to the meetup point, which is like right at the big gate, you know, getting ready for the end section where you go through it as a 4-man cell, but the other team may not have done the underground section correctly or done the university section correctly, and you have to go and run their route, and it like doubles the time. And while that sounds so inconvenient, the thrill of not knowing the other team and knowing if they made it sometimes was exciting. I have a lot of memories attached to the like disappointment sometimes, or the excitement when like they barely made it through, or like the best case scenarios, like for like excitement, is when you do go down to help and you actually help them survive and you still get to pull them through. Like, yeah, that's extra work, but it really kind of added to the ambiance of the game, I feel. So Decisions absolutely holds a lot of memories. Hellfire has a lot of memories for me too, though I wouldn't call it my favorite. I remember me and a friend from high school, we had the 6th fastest time on very easy. Yeah, you had to like piece together what happened, how far they got. Sometimes you had to like find where they hid an item. Like it had a element of random and suspense that you just don't get from a game like this, even when they shuffle around the items, like knowing that another player, you know, could have helped. They may have carried an item all the way to the entrance just so you'd have an easier time, but they knew they weren't going to make it, you know. And I thought that was so cool. But Hellfire, me and a buddy from high school, we had the 6th fastest time for very easy, and we were the highest 2-man cell to be on the leaderboard until they all got hacked to shit. Then it didn't matter, but I'm rather fond of that because it took us like 2 or 3 days to get it down to that time, and of course the runs were kind of seeded too, so you had to get good seed to get the optimal item placement. Honestly it was, because it was basically 2 levels in one, and there was so much that could happen during that. End of the Road, while good, End of the Road was a very good level. It did miss some of that because it didn't all loop back to one point. Eventually you would hit an issue along the way, like, okay, either the whole party goes this one way or the whole party goes this other way, but there's no like variation. You've got to do it. It was still good. From the second game, that's honestly hard to say. I don't know if I can necessarily pick a favorite scenario from the second game. Below Freezing Point is just a big love letter to Resident Evil 2 and a little bit to 3, but primarily to 2. With the going through that same section, it's fantastic.
To begin backseat synthesis, place
Yeah.
the materials in the chamber.
Yeah, or even just going through the outbreak, the initial outbreak scenario was great on the first game, because like you would meet newbies, you could teach some things, but you could also, like, it was a good introduction to the harder difficulties too, because you would learn how to avoid zombies in like tight situations and whatnot, and it was just overall a good opening level. It captured the outbreak perfectly. Super happy with how that level turned out. You learn how you can barricade doors, how you can kick doors in. I have too many guns. I had too many guns. Diving, healing? Yeah, I have a little bit. It's fine. We're good.
What in God's name is this place?
Yeah. I think my least favorite level was the one based in the woods, the forest one or whatever. Like aesthetically, that was a cool level, and it kind of had its own creepy little story. It was like a horror movie, but in terms of gameplay, like it relied so heavily on like poison and stuff.
Jill, is that you?
Yeah, that was her whole thing. I like the characters had affinities toward levels. That was cool. Like below Freezing Point, you could get ahead a little bit by using Yoko.
Watch it, you've got company.
Behind Tank 8.
He's hiding behind tank 7.
Oh, it is normal.
Now, rip that fucker apart.
It wasn't. I want to say it was just like the forest, or it was some memories actually.
Here comes some more.
Jim's level. I liked it when I was playing as Jim. Didn't really care for it much otherwise. The fleas were an uninspiring enemy.
Not what I intended to hit. But I'll take it.
Oh, that's how you do it. I got him with the dodge. Yeah, the tick boss was very annoying.
I have to get that vaccine back.
just assisted. No big deal. I don't think... They said you can knife your way through the whole game, but I don't see how you can knife the last boss. That might not be possible. Yeah, like those were almost like separate levels on themselves. Like I preferred how they did it in Decisions where you had the branching paths that led to one destination, but at the same time you could, you know, choose whether you wanted to fight Nyx or what was the other boss? I know one of them was like Nyx. It wasn't like a tyrant. Was it? Oh, yeah. Because I know we had the tyrant at the end of Decisions, Thanatos. With Fanny. Yo, and he had some Nemesis elements too, now that I remember. Like, he would chase your ass around that university. And you had to, like, use shock traps and shit to stun him. Yeah. Removes his coat, suddenly becomes an anime badass supervillain. I enjoy that they infused her with a little bit more personality in this game.
Come on! Next time, take the fucking hit!
Yeah, I remember, like, he was just, like, Thanatos, like, casually, or Thany. I remember, because this is before the days that voice chat was available, like, so openly. You could, or me and my friend from high school, we'd call each other on the phone. So that way we didn't have to use the in-game communication system. We could, like, actually discuss what we were doing. And imagine if we had something like Discord. Yeah. Yeah, you learned to love the lag even if you didn't actually love it. This is the only thing to keep your sanity.
I can still catch him.
And just looking at that knife for some reason makes me want pizza. Yeah, look at that. There's no wiggle in that aim. Whereas on Inferno, it's just like, whoa. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, if you're gonna use the daylight like that, you better not fucking miss. And it's not like you just reload a save either. This game's not very good with, like, I've already looked at all these. Oh. Alright then. Right. This is so much pressure to have to deal with. Huh. So they have concept art of the old style of Dario's warehouse. That's cool. Right? I've seen enough anime to know where that's going. That's very cool. I like that they were going to give him a minigun. I'm glad they didn't give him a minigun, but he would have had one. Yep, those were so long ago. Yep. Oh, very cool. You can get like an action shot. Zoom in out a little bit. That would be... Ooh, you planting shit in my stream now. This would be a very cool, like, model to have. Oh, and Spider Nut. I was actually disturbed when I did my first playthrough of the game. I saw that happen. That could also be a pretty good, like, figure to have. Oh shit, my Final Fantasy VII is out for delivery. Yeah, I also bought... Final Fantasy VII isn't the only thing I have showing up today. I have that Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th Anniversary Edition coming out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm probably gonna stream it a day early. Like, what's Square gonna do? Shut my channel down? My little channel that barely gets any views? I mainly just stream so that way I can have like an archive of everything I do anymore. That's the other reason I really stream. Like, it's cool to be able to like hang out and talk to people. That's been kind of an unintended bonus. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna give two shits about me. I would have liked, another thing I would have liked, going back to Resident Evil 3 really quick, I would have liked at least a couple more costumes. I'm okay with Carlos looking like he does. I don't ever really want to change his costume. He's fine. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, hi there, Lurker. But it would be cool as fuck if we could have gotten like a Regina outfit, where they just model her into Regina. I would... Your boy would have really liked the Revelations outfit. When she's going through that boat with the swimsuit. I'm just saying. Pretty great. Yeah, even Resident Evil 2 seemed to have a pretty, like, modest amount of costumes, though I will never, ever in my life play as the Arklay Sheriff for Leon. I love the noir costumes. without the filter. The filter's cool. I'm glad it's there. I don't prefer it. But Noir's cool. The 98 costumes are fucking awesome. I wish they would put out a 99 costume for Jill on here. Give me that pixelated. Yeah, that was basically what it was. Just a Rick Grimes outfit, but they couldn't call it that, so they called it Arklay Sheriff. For Claire, I love that we got an Elsa outfit. I really love Claire's Noir outfit. That's a great outfit. I love that they did like modernized classics of them, and they did pretty good with Jill's classic. Like they changed her skirt into a skirt, and can you believe people are actually mad about that? It's the dumbest shit. Like it's a little bit more functional. And already not very functional costume. Just let the girl have a little bit of functionality. Yeah, that's. I really enjoy the Stars outfit too. Seeing kind of a modern take on it. Yeah, I mean that one. You think that. And it's like, you know, where are they at? But I'm okay with it being how it is. It doesn't actually bother me. And I enjoy the like kind of like revamped outfit that they gave her. It's a lot more practical. That's true. That's very true. Capcom fell off the wagon. They did good, redeemed themselves over the last like 2 or 3 years, and then all because of a fucking skirt. They're Crapcom all over again. We back in them Resident Evil 6 days. Boycott Capcom. Put them down. Anyways, I think, yeah, all because of the score. It's like, how could you, Capcom? How the fuck could you? It's the worst thing ever. But on that note, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close this stream down, since I don't really have anything else to do on here. I got my platinum. Like, that was everything I set out to do this morning. And yeah, I'll get you into that thread. Yeah, for everybody else, I will catch you probably later today on that Final Fantasy 7 stream. Yeah, dude, had a blast. It was very cool to see you pop into the channel. And with that said, I will catch you guys later.